What's up, guys? Before we get started today, we are having a flash giveaway. This is a giveaway that's going to last 6 hours from the start of this video to when we draw for a winner, and then we will ship the item out. And today, we were really lucky because Yougster.com was kind enough to provide, well, a few things to give away, namely Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Nintendo Switch, which is great. It's a really cool thing to give away, and I'm really excited. And Yougster.com is really kind to do this. Check their website out. They sell all kinds of gadgets, electronics, and everything at very good prices, to be honest. I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was less than 50 bucks there, and they have a limited supply. They sell out, and then they move on to the next gadget or electronic. It's pretty neat, and they were kind enough to send this out, so I would check them out. A link to their site is in the description below. So with that, guys, let's get started. Now, there's been a lot of questions around NBA 2K18 on the Nintendo Switch because, well, this might be the first time ever that we've had a portable NBA 2K experience that's on par with the console versions. Remember, we do get some versions on something like the PSP, for example. I remember NBA Live was on there, and I think we also had 2K on there as well, if I remember right. I know I played NBA Live on it, and it was okay. It just didn't play like the console counterparts, and I don't really know how you'd expect it to when the hardware just has not been there, at least until now with the Nintendo Switch, where we are pretty much walking around with console versions of these games on the go, which is great. So now we actually have a lot of information about NBA 2K, and it's going to be interesting to kind of take a look at this because there are a few things where they had to make compromises, of course, because, well, it has to be for a portable system, so they had to do some things. But what's really interesting here is it's running the same engine as the PS4 and the Xbox One version, and it has all of the same features, including their single-player story mode and everything. This is really cool. Now, this pretty much all came out at PAX West when they had the Nindies at night, but really they opened it up to the public and started letting people play 2K18, like a lot. Like, people were posting videos of it online. Now, the one thing that I'm a little concerned about, and I don't know if it is on purpose, I haven't seen any direct feed capture. So I haven't seen anything where they plug the Switch into, say, an Elgato and then pull the video from it. All we've seen is like off-screen stuff with cameras, with handheld mode, which, by the way, in handheld mode, it looks pretty good. Things like that. Nothing direct feed that we'd actually be able to see what the resolution is. Like, Digital Foundry will pull direct feed and then count pixels and stuff to get the resolution, and they can measure frame rate. But let's talk about the compromise that they had to make here. The big one is the frame rate, and that might put some people off, but keep in mind it's going to be on a portable system. Instead of 60 frames per second like the PS4, Xbox One, and PC versions, it'll be running at 30 frames per second. That'll be, from what we can tell, in docked mode and in handheld mode. Just keep that the same across the board. Now, is that an issue? Yeah, probably for some people. They may be like, I don't really want to play at 30 frames. Although I don't know how big of a deal that would be for NBA. I'm not a big 2K person myself. I don't play a lot of basketball games. I think the most sports games I play is usually hockey, because hockey's pretty fun. But still, I understand. You cut the frame rate in half. Some people, it might be jarring for them, right? Especially if they play like competitively in leagues. But the other thing that, from what we're hearing, are the player models took a bit of a hit as well in terms of, I guess, graphical fidelity. We don't know anything about resolution right now. On the plus side, the file size seems to be smaller. Apparently, it's going to be a 25 gigabyte download, but then they also talked about how there's some kind of update that you have to download, and it even says on the box that an SD card is required, so you need to get an SD card if you want this game, and there'll be some kind of internet needed for a download of some kind. I don't know if it's extra files that's being downloaded, or if it's just a day one patch like we're so used to in this console generation. They also said that AI is the same across the board, so it'll be the same, really the same AI that's used. Apparently animations are the same, although some other people have reported that it looks a little stiff compared to the PS4 and the Xbox One versions, but everything seems playable to the point where if you go between the two, you may notice difference in resolution if you're like eagle-eyed, and then obviously the frame rates. Otherwise, it sounds like you're going to be able to just pick up and go with a portable version of NBA, and what's interesting here is I could see some people who are really into the 2K series buy it for the PS4 and then also buy it for their Switch, just because then they can play it wherever they are. If they want to take it with them on a trip, they have it. They don't have to leave it at home. So they might be surprised with how many Switch versions sell here, even if the person already has a PS4 or an Xbox One or even the PC. They might want to get it just so they can walk around with the game. They also said there will be amiibo support. I have no idea what amiibos are going to be included here, but it would be pretty funny if they got like Mario in there and like Yoshi and Peach or something like that. I don't think they're going to release amiibos of the actual NBA players, although I could be wrong. I mean, maybe they could do that. I'm really not sure what amiibos are going to be compatible here, but according to people at this convention with PAX West, they're telling them that yes, amiibos will be used, but nothing has been revealed yet, and the game's out in 2 weeks, so they might want to start telling us which amiibos people might need to buy for this, or unveil new ones. Speaking of unveiling, we now know when the physical version is coming out on the Switch. Remember how before it was supposed to come out the same day, September 15th, but they said, oh, it'll come out digitally that day now, and the physical version, well, it'll be pushed later on. It turned to fall 2017, which was weird. A lot of us assumed the game cards weren't ready yet for a size of this nature, where if it's 25 gigabytes, I assume they'll have to use a 32 gigabyte flash card, unless there's some medium in there somewhere, like a 28 gig or something. We assume it needs a 32 gig card to fit the 25 gigabyte download on it. Anyway, the thing here is it's coming out October 17th, so about a month after when September 15th, when the normal version comes out. So I don't really know how many people are going to wait that long. If you already have an SD card, you're good. Otherwise, you'll have to go out and buy one to download it and use it. And especially if there's any day one patches, which it looks like there is. And who knows, any other patches going forward as well. And then, of course, save files. So this game will probably take up a decent chunk of, well, your SD card. Overall, it looks like this is going to be a good version of NBA on the go. That's the big thing you need to remember here is, yes, you'll be playing the Switch docked, but I think a lot of us see the Switch as a way to play games on the go. Even if you don't undock it, there's a lot of people who do. Mine really stays as a handheld more than, well, as a home console. I really don't have it docked very often unless I'm capturing video for some kind of video coming up or something, gameplay footage. I really just don't leave it docked very often. I usually play it when I'm hanging around the house. Mario Rabbids has really taken over my couch time upstairs. So it's a lot of fun to have. I hope that people really see this as a big stepping stone for 2K, and maybe they kind of look into doing more stuff with the Switch. Maybe GTA eventually makes it over, I don't know. But hopefully this doesn't dissuade them from continuing the series on. Apparently they use the same engine. According to them, they did push the Switch to its memory limits, as they said. Maybe next year they'll have more time with it to work further. I don't know if we'll ever see 60 frames with the way that the PS4 and the Xbox One seem to want to make that jump to 4K soon. But we'll see going forward. I do like that this is going to be the same version across the board. It's not a FIFA situation where they had to do a whole new engine. It's running the same thing across the board, just with a cut down frame rate, and I assume a cut down resolution, although who knows at this point. We'll just have to see what they present, I guess, in 2 weeks when we have direct footage and everything when it comes out. So let me know what you guys think about NBA 2K on the Switch. Seems like it's going to be the same version, just with some compromises. I'm curious if you're getting it on the Switch, or if you're getting it on the PS4, the Xbox One, PC. Seems like you get relatively the same experience across the board, or are you buying multiples? Because, well, the Switch is portable. This one isn't. I'll get a much better resolution experience and everything on like a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X, but it's tough to fight that portability on the Switch, so I'll just need to get 2 copies. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.